Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing this August the 3rd, 2025, early morning blockchain technology, gold and silver bullion update here. And you can see Bitcoin enters whack off distribution, time for altcoins to shine. The Bitcoin market has been showing signs of increasing selling pressure with its recent price hitting an even deeper distribution phase unfolding beneath the surface. Pattern revealed imminent breakdown. An August 2nd post on social media platform, JABRONI explained how the Bitcoin price may be at risk of a downturn over the coming months. The analyst based the conclusion on Wyckoff distribution model, a technical analysis framework that describes how smart money sells off assets at the top of a market cycle. Wyndham highlighted that the past 13 phase schematics is unfolding in real time, which signals that institutional investors known as smart money are preparing to exit the market even as retail traders remain hopeful. The analyst started his breakdown with the preliminary supply phase, where there are subtle signs of institutional sales and a buying climax where price hits a peak due to exhausted demand. This phase is then followed by automatic a sharp drop in Bitcoin's price, defining the bottom of the distribution range. The fourth and fifth phase of secondary test, where price retests the highs of the distributing range, but with weaker momentum and volume. As the price matures, the price enters phase B, which is sideways movement, confusing retail participants as the institutional quietly offloads their coins. And you can see that right now, and then the breakdown. Finally, still within phase C and D, a break of ice leads to deeper fall after, with a second trap follows to seal in the distribution in this altcoin rally underway. Going further, Wisdom pointed out that the market makers are rotating into altcoins. According to the analysis, altcoins are already exiting their accumulation zones and are being poised for structural markups, reflecting increasing interest in altcoin market. In contrast, Bitcoin has entered a weekly distribution phase, which may reflect a weaker or modest performance in the near term. Winden added by the end of 2025, there will be a full rotation from Bitcoin to altcoins, and then finally fiat. As of the writing, Bitcoin is valued at about 113,000, reflecting no significant movement. So that's very interesting. And I found that interesting. I wanted to read that to you. You can see we did have the big drop off where we were looking at, we knew what our two areas were. If we broke up, we had a big move to the upside. If we broke down, the initial area was the 112,928, and that's exactly where you came down to the 50-day moving average. Now you have some support, but now what might happen here is, as the volume comes in today, you're either A, coming down to the 107,000 and change and the uptrending of this rising channel, right? Or you are going to get momentum and come back to the upside and try to retest and re-break bullish and get above this 119,000, make a run at the all-time high, and then try to break out to the upside. But right now you're sitting on the 50-day moving average, and when the volume comes in tonight, we're going to see what happens with the moving averages. You can see in the 4-hour and in the daily. They're just starting to level off. And you can see in the daily why you would come down if you break this. You see the 50 days now finally leveling off, the 100 days leveling off, and the 200 obviously lags that. And if you break and you can't hold support here and make another run back at the 119, you're going to fall down to the 107,000 and the uptrending 106,000 of this rising channel that you're in there with the Bitcoin price. You can see altcoin dominance, or Bitcoin dominance, is rising, but the moving averages are trending down. And this is going to be very interesting with that article we just read. If we are going to get an altcoin 3.0 confirmed, we know we went over this. We want to see this break down below the 58.55, confirm below it, and then breach this 54.83 right there. and then you would really be in prime real estate for altcoin season, and then get this Bitcoin dominance down to about 50%, and then you would have had a massive altcoin 3.0 season, right? So that's what we're looking at for that. The Ethereum price had a very big fall. It broke to the downside just below the megaphone neckline resistance at 4,049. You can see we came right to the 3483, and we are currently sitting on, after briefly wicking below the other day, followed by a nice little move to the upside, 3 or 4%. We got back above the 3483. Now we're sitting exactly on the 3483, and that's going to be critical now. Can you break the 3483 and stay above it and get bullish again? Or if you start to confirm sideways on this and start this trend below it, your major support level is the 50-day at 3151 and the uptrending support along with the bottom part of this lower green trading zone at 3,059. So this is a very critical area, because you could see this week, even though you're up here right now, you could see later on this week that you're all the way down here, which is a big drop from where you're at now. And we're going to continue to watch out for that. And if we look at the XLM price, we had a very big bounce off of the 36 cents. And that's something that we would have thought we would have seen. We touched it beautifully. We told you it would act like a magnet once you were below the 43 cents. We had a beautiful rally off the 36 cents. And now you want to see how high this rally can go. Is it just going to peter out right here? Or is it going to try to come all the way up to 43 cents and try to reclaim that? So this is exactly what we talked about. Gave you that heads up first mover advantage, $3.99 a month, as cheap as that, to keep these videos coming free and daily. To help support the channel, video description and pinned comment below. Become members of Jabroni Killers, along with my other links to help support the channel in there. But it bounced off exactly what we were warning about as we were falling down from the 43 cents, that if we hit the 36 cents, there should be a pretty nice bounce, potentially up as high as the 43 cents. So that's what we're going to watch now. Does it just fall back to the 36 in the 50-day, or does it make a run up at the 43 cents? The XRP is the same thing. You're getting that reactionary bounce. You didn't come all the way down to the 255, but you came significantly below the 307, right down to the 50-day moving average, just above the 100-day there, the 50s in red. And now if you can continue to move, you're going to try to come back up to the 307. That's where you need to get back above to get short-term bullish. As long as you're below the 307 and can't get back above it, eventually you're going to meander down to the 255, right? And we'll end out with some ALGO. ALGO, you can see we bounced all the way down to the 100 and 200-day moving average, just below this 24 cents of this red support and resistance box after getting rejected just below the 36 cents. And as you do know, we've been talking about, you have to stay above this 24 cents or the 19 cents becomes a magnet. Like the channel, subscribe, altcoin update coming out around mid-afternoon. Peace and love. The Rex Eyebrow, Jay.